go.
Chaos.
Welcome, everybody, to Paleomythic.
We apologize for the long delay.
Because things
But,
keep
hey.
happening.
But sometimes you can't rush a good story.
No one truly can.
Where we last left off, Seth had a new character, put his character in a weird predicament, and is now trying to contemplate what to do. Bjorn
Bjorn, he,
is going...
yeah.
Bjorn is going to find the snake. And he's going to rip as much rampage as he can.
So pretty much insert doom music here.
Bjorn is insert doom music
Yep.
here. Meanwhile, Leshy has just
I was
witnessed
actually going to say more like Dark Souls. More like Dark Souls boss music.
Boss music.
No.
No,
Doom, because he's going to be ripping and tearing.
No, there is nothing scarier than a Viking who has nothing to lose.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Leshy
You
has
realize that.
Yeah. And lastly, Leshy has seen infinity and beyond and nothing and everything. I can keep going, but in short term, he has witnessed paradox firsthand.
Yes.
Alright.
And a few days, well, let's just say like 3 days go by. And during that time, you guys are armored and weaponed up.
I'm pretty sure Leshy's still trying to wrap his head around what happened. By the way,
Wait,
Bjorn went off
I
on his
want to
own.
roll something real quick.
Wait a minute. 3 days?
Oh yeah,
What about
that is fair.
What about Bjorn going... No, Bjorn immediately went to go out to kill these guys solo.
Yeah, I went out to get them. Bjorn's killing them.
On
like,
him by
that is
himself.
His
That's
plan
his goal.
is take his bare hand, grab their neck, and wring it like a damp sponge.
Oh,
and swing him
Don't
around
worry.
swing around like a hamster on a sock.
So
don't worry, Bjorn.
Are they just gonna get there to seeing Bjorn just fucking tearing them?
And mind you, in the game, mind you, if you stick with the 3 days later thing, that would have happened 3 days ago. You would have went
I
out
know.
3 days ago.
Oh no!
I'm aware. There's a story. There's a reason. And
Right.
by the way, Seth, what was it that you were trying to roll? Because everyone can at least craft one more thing.
Okay, what Rack is trying to do is he's going to try his best to improve his gun so he can get multiple and try to improve his gun using a weird idea he had, using a wheel, like using an idea for like a wheelbase. Pretty much adding a revolver cylinder to his gun.
Oh, I thought you was
The thing is, you got one.
You don't have flintlock
Well, the one
yet.
thing. Yeah, we don't have flintlock. Second, the people who were master metal crafters are gone. All the forges are destroyed, and no one would even know how a revolver barrel would even work.
Well, I guess Rack would have to. I guess I'd focus on improving Rack's gunpowder and try to refine his gun just a little bit more, so he can stand a better chance.
That is more. That is more plausible. That is acceptable.
And the fact he's also going to be crafting a couple extra crafting more bullets.
Wait, didn't we get quartz and saltpeter?
Yeah.
I think you said we got saltpeter too. Oh,
we already had saltpeter, but you said we got quartz, which means Rack can improve his gunpowder.
Yeah.
And modern gunpowder age.
Yeah.
You just gotta wet it and slow dry it under pressure.
Well, we don't want to be demonetized, so I wouldn't say the full recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally all I'm saying.
No, yeah.
We got modern gunpowder
and
now.
With the new gunpowder, Rack would make some better shrapnel grenades.
Leshy is gonna figure out how to harness what Noel has shown him.
Okay, I want you to roll aware and knowledge, Seth.
And me?
What's knowledge?
Where? What? There's no knowledge. There's wise.
Rack has been working with this
Yeah,
stuff for a
wise.
while,
Yeah,
so he's
wise.
pretty much just
Would be wise.
Right. What would I have?
Okay, let
What
me-
would I have to roll to figure out how to harness Null's power or whatever? How do I harness? What do I have to roll in order to figure out how do I harness what I have seen?
I forgot. What's the baseline?
5. And Knitt.
5.
I mean, not Knitt. Void. Sorry,
Yeah.
my cat's like Valentine. Stop.
Yeah.
But
The
you guys, for you, Void, to understand what you saw.
and be able to
You
harness, to control, to find a way to contain, control, harness, whatever.
Yeah, that would be spirit and wise. Where the fuck?
Spirit? I have wise. I don't know where spirit is.
I'm trying to find my book.
Accurate,
I have my
agile.
character sheet.
Yeah, accurate, agile, aware, brave, charismatic, dexterous, fortunate, guileful, resilient, strong, willful, wise. Those are all the traits.
Okay, I have 6 dice to work with. Come on.
Also, what dice do we roll? D8s, D10s?
D6s.
D6s.
D6 system.
Alright,
It's like poker roll.
one moment, one moment.
Alright. It would be, we'll say charismatic and resilient because you're trying to resist most of this, honestly.
No, I must stay on track.
Okay. I got 3 6s, a 4, a 1, and a 2.
Alright. You succeed. Valentine, stop.
So how many more? Also, how many more bullets did I wind up crafting?
Alright. You are able to make, with the amount of time you have, you are able to create 12 bullets.
So that brings me to 16 rounds.
And you did refine your gunpowder, so it does have a longer range. But it's but the further out you go, the less powerful it is, basically.
That's pretty much what act because of drag.
I think that's stuff for how physics worked.
No, I know how physics work. You guys also forget there's magic physics in this world. And Seth is technically breaking certain laws of physics. Well, not
Well,
certain
I'm
laws
being
of
an
physics.
Laws of magic.
I'm an alchemist.
Yeah,
Alright.
you are kind of
Developing
breaking
boom
certain
magic.
laws.
Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of like
Boom
mixing.
magic, which is powered over pure
Yeah.
physics. You're not using a damn piece of
4.
magic.
Well, pretty much it's magic to everybody, and it's magic to Rack.
Alright.
It's magic to the spirits, so it counts to them.
I got 4 6s and 2 5s.
Okay. You basically sit and meditate to go through to see Noel once again and
No.
understand.
Alright.
And you basically could now. Fuck, what was it called? It's infrared. There it is. You can now temporarily see infrared for only a short period of time for 3 times a day.
Alright.
I have a question.
Yep.
And it's about the Shadower ability. Could I
Yes.
make a giant kite to block out the sun? Or at least keep the character constantly in shadow.
You gotta keep your character in shadow. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
the
technically
kite-
make a.
Can't
The
make
kite
a
would cast
shadow,
a
but
shadow.
darkness. You must be cloaked in darkness.
Yeah.
Not a shadow, but darkness. That's what being cloaked in shadow means. Hiding in the dark.
Yeah. But how shadowers work is that they can distort their bodies to look like other creatures. As long as they're in shadow, the person will always believe it looks like something else. When he's in daylight, the effect could work from a distance, but once people get close, it starts losing its effect.
So I can't really just go full werewolf and just start Hulk smashing people.
Basically,
Well,
you
I was
got
really
ways to do
trying to
that at
go that
night.
way.
It will definitely work better for you at night.
I think our ambush would probably work better at night.
Here's a question I have. Okay. For
Yep.
summoner, it requires like sacrifices and stuff, right? Because it's
Some
doing
creatures,
rituals.
yes. That is accurate, yeah.
He's planning to probably use the snakes as sacrifices.
Oh boy.
What would
Yep.
happen
Got a lot of
if? What would happen if you had, let's say, a whole village's worth of sacrifices, blood, all of that, and
You
you
would potentially
unintentionally
summon the
activate?
first. You would potentially either summon or accidentally create the first god of war.
Okay, hear me out. How about instead of doing that, I have an idea.
That's weird. This dice doesn't have a 1 dot.
I think you will love this because this will fit my character so perfect. How about instead of summoning one big thing, he summoned a ton of small things. With one of the big things being a building not of this world.
When it has to be a being from the world.
No, my point is, what if he just summons Valhalla? Where are all the warriors that was
All the
killed by the snakes and
come
all the
back.
greatest warriors from his tribe went?
That would unfortunately be impossible. A spirit can only affect the spirit world. Even if you are able to summon them into the physical world, it would be just kind of like performing a seance, like in
Well,
modern day times, basically.
okay.
It's more like
Here-
Jesus coming back
here's
and resurrecting the dead. And in this case, yeah, he gets warrior zombies on his side, basically.
my idea is they become Draug, if you know what those are.
I
Yeah.
do know what a Draugr is,
I need to get my
Yeah.
phone. I need to take a picture of this dice.
but unfortunately, all the bodies were burnt.
I didn't mean for them to take over their own bodies. There was a bunch of sacrifices all over the place.
Um, you're gonna have to just probably spend 5 minutes carving a name into each body from each person of your tribe, so the spirit could just focus in that one body and not get lost in the sea of corpses and potentially get killed by the spirits of the snakes.
Ah.
Yeah, snakes have souls too. They also have a god. They have an afterlife. That's kind
Well,
of
I
the
know
trick
that they
about being
have
a summoner.
I know they have souls. That's the funny part about it though. A chunk of them wouldn't have their soul anymore. Because like
Oh, by the
every
way,
chance Bjorn would have, he'd be eating the souls of them. Just casually. Gaining more knowledge of their language as he goes.
yeah,
So
but you
he'd
only could
be
do it like once a
haunting them.
day, though. Well, actually, twice a day because you were given a
I
boon.
can do it twice a day. And then that is 3 days. I know their language now.
But anyway, here's what happens for you, Bjorn. Because I'm saying this up because this is dope. When you went in there to go fight the snakes alone, the first thing you came across were two gorillas who quickly kind of held you down because they're fucking gorillas. It doesn't matter how strong the strongest man in the world is, they're gonna get their ass tackled. And they kind of dragged you to the literal encampment. And you are currently tied literally in the middle of the tribe, of the camp, with your arms and legs spread out.
Hmm.
Hey guys,
And you're back
take
to
a
the
look at
dirt.
IRL real quick.
Give me a
I
moment.
just found that in my collection.
Neat.
I have a die that's completely missing a face.
You got a rarity, bro.
Yeah. So,
Shit, man, take that and run. You can sell that on eBay for hundreds.
How's it a rarity?
Because it's a rarity because there is barely any dice that doesn't have a face.
I've seen.
Meaning,
You can buy faceless die.
Is it completely faceless, or is it just that one face that is gone?
It's that one face.
so that's what would make it a rarity. Because because it was meant to have a face, but it didn't. A
I think I got
misprint.
this out of a. I think I got this out of a scrap die bag.
Oh yeah, fair. Anyway, you're basically like tied in the full center of the group. And
Hmm.
every day, Lily, Leshy's beloved, is the only one that would give you water. The snake's plan is to let you starve to death.
Hmm.
that's for Bjorn.
Yep. So for like
So
3
basically,
days,
all they're doing is poking the bear.
yep, all they're doing is poking the bear. They believe
Got
that
it.
tying you here would try to bring in the other two.
Hmm.
But it's been like
I
3
hope-
days, so they're kind of now having doubts.
I hope you know, Bjorn would just let it happen. Funnily enough, he just said that he's biding his time, building up his anger.
Except the thing is, there's a third one that they are unaware of.
That is true.
And just so you know, I sent you some deets, and you know a bit about the characters I have in mind.
Oh wait, I
maybe
have a couple
others.
ideas.
Yeah.
Rack also. I want to see if Rack will also pot. If we're going to be attacking at night, can I roll to see if Rack is capable of crafting water bombs?
Ha.
Are you
I
okay?
am afraid to say yes,
Hold on.
but what is a
Hold on.
water bomb?
I was
It's
about to
pretty
say,
much a water
describe it.
balloon. It's a pretty much a water balloon designed to freaking put out fires,
Okay.
like
Okay.
torches, lanterns.
I thought you was about to
Oh,
start trying to use
easy.
electronics.
Oh no,
That's
that's
I
easy.
actually
was
quite
about to
easy.
say that is not a water bomb,
That's a
bud.
water
We're
balloon.
making a fucking
Yeah.
hydrogen
I was
bomb.
thinking you were gonna stick like a grenade in a bomb and shit. But no,
No,
yeah.
No, it's a
no,
No,
water
my
yeah.
bomb.
mind
You
went to
easily can make a water.
electronics.
But
Cause
yeah,
if
no, you
Rack
can
is able to
easily
rig
make
those up
water
with
balloons.
so
It
pretty
doesn't
much.
take a whole lot for the elders to go out and hunt, and specifically because you're like, what can I use to contain water but breaks easy? They just start handing you. I'm gonna roll a die to
Everything.
see how much bladders they give you. Yeah, no, they're giving you deer bladders.
Let me guess. They're pretty massive, aren't they?
Actually, a deer bladder is about the size of a regular water balloon.
Oh,
Actually,
neat.
So pretty much, the thing is, like, if they have a couple bonfires, Rack is going to need
Yeah,
a
that
big one to
works.
put it out.
You get 5. You have 5
Okay.
intact bladders. They originally were coming in with 6, but one of the old men stumbled, and popped the bladder.
Well, it'll have to work because if Rat can land his shots precisely, we can give our Shadower a good chance. The thing is, Rack is all. By the way, quick question: did we find any glow rock,
No.
aka phosphorus?
No, you did not.
Well, there goes Rack's night vision idea. Unless
Well, it's
you can
not
somehow
that.
share his
You
night
know
vision.
that phosphorus doesn't natively grow or glow, correct?
I
They
know,
have
it
to
takes
be
time to charge up
charged.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of trying to have Rack make like an improvised night vision enhancer.
Hmm.
Yeah. Back to it.
But yeah, back to it. It is a full moon. In fact, it is almost a super moon.
Jeez.
All creatures who have night vision could see as clear as day. All creatures who don't have night vision can see a good bit.
So,
Right.
question
I
is, do the
think
snakes
Bjorn
have night
has
vision?
night vision.
Snakes don't have night vision.
I do believe.
Yeah,
Oh.
infrared.
Yeah.
Does Bjorn?
So, would the Shadower abilities work against that?
It would.
Oh.
Oh.
So I can turn myself into a giant freaking hulking humanoid wolf
Thing.
monster.
Mind you, that's for your
I'll-
other character, not Rack.
Slightly, yeah.
I just need to take a look at her. Yeah, she is strong, she's willful, she's fortunate, and she's aware.
Well, she's gonna need to be brave
She's
because
cautious.
you all you all are set and ready to go and fight these snakes. Have your spears, your bows, your
Gas
slings. Yes, your gas mask. In fact, you guys are all decked out in your fucking gas mask attire, scary costume type shit.
If
Right.
she's gonna go to try to rescue her tribe, she's probably gonna leave her little brother with the elders.
Oh yeah, no, absolute.
Yeah. I can already imagine
But
Leshy's like, hey, child, catch. Tosses her a gas mask. You're gonna want that.
you pass over a simple gas mask, which is just a deer skin.
Deer skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, wait.
But yeah,
Sheepskin.
yeah, sheepskin. But Bjorn, you basically come in because I just want to describe what you look like because I think it looks dope because the way I drew them. Since you're wearing the face of a lizard man, you have like a bunch of feathers decked out on top to give it like the appearance of a crown. You're also
Yeah.
like covered in like
He
the
isn't there. Mind
scales
you,
of
he got
snakes.
captured.
No, I know he's not. Oh yeah, no, sorry, Leshy is who I was thinking
Yeah,
about.
Leshy.
Sorry. Yeah, Leshy I was describing. Sorry, folks.
You're good.
No, yeah, Bjorn.
Rax is simple.
No, oh, before I forget, Bjorn's naked, by the way. You guys can see Bjorn tied up, and he's full on naked.
He's also not fighting at all. Like, in the slightest. He's just sitting there relaxing,
Ill.
which is weird for Bjorn.
Well, question is, how is he tied?
He's tied in a big X scenario. Like his arms or legs are stretched
No.
far away from his body.
Here's the true
Darn.
question I
I
have.
thought he was like tied behind his back or something. Because if so, Rack could probably try slipping a knife to him.
Here's my
Yeah,
question.
no,
Sling.
they probably no, they thought of that. They thought of that.
Would
They actually,
Bjorn
what they really
notice
thought
them?
is that they thought this guy would have busted through the
Ropes already.
reins if they didn't just, yeah. They thought he just was too
They're
strong enough to
still-
just.
They're still too scared that he's gonna bust out of them.
Again,
Honestly,
why
I'm
he's
surprised they didn't
literally
try
in the
making metal
middle of the
chain.
camp, literally watched by guards. Like, they know this guy's a threat.
Would Bjorn notice them? Like, not the gods, but Leshy and them?
Roll.
He would have his eyesight on, so he'd be able to notice glimmers at all. Very
Alright, so that would give you an
easily.
extra die. I want you to roll accurate and fortitude.
Alright, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I get 8 dice.
Okay, no, that's an automatic success.
It
Alright.
doesn't matter anyway. I got 5 6s and the rest 5s. So
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, you could easily see the guys. It's like,
Bjorn's
yeah, no, you guys, you see the guys all there with their weapons and
They
shit.
put-
You could tell they're ready for battle.
And
So you
Rakkus
said
brought
that
some
they
spare
see
gear to give
Bjorn.
Bjorn if they get to him, like a spare battle axe.
You
Well,
said
spare
they see
tomahawk.
Bjorn, right?
And a new gas mask,
They
yeah.
see Bjorn just sitting there, just casually, just relaxing. And they see him look straight at him, with them, like, very far
Actually,
away. Bjorn
but
just looks straight at him. And
as
then
soon as
goes
you
back.
actually look at one of the guards, one of the boar men who you stared at basically walks over and kicks you in the head because you stared at him.
At that time, you know what Bjorn would do?
What?
Bjorn would unleash his spirits to cause rampage and havoc.
That would give us some leverage. Perfect time to
Yep.
First things first, I think. First of all, I
No,
want to know where's the most amount of light coming from?
Right beside Bjorn.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Literally
there is
all around
there's a
Bjorn.
good amount of torches in Bjorn's way, but there's also a big bonfire. No, there is actually a bunch of torches, but you also do see a cave, and there is light emanating from the cave too.
Now, here was a question on that.
Okay, so like Rack is trying to Okay, Rack is right now currently trying to figure out the best places to extinguish the light to cause the most chaos to maximize our shadower.
All right, for that to
And-
happen,
This leads into what Bjorn's wanting to do, actually. Bjorn has his wolves, right? They can move around. What if Bjorn had the wolves all of a sudden appear, run around extinguishing the fires around Bjorn, and then run off causing rampage? and stuff?
well, there would be a bit of a trick to that because I'm gonna have to roll for the wolves myself.
Alright.
Okay.
So if I fuck up,
So
Yeah.
question is,
I mean, that's what Bjorn would do.
what does Rack have to roll to figure out the optimal for his 5 water balloons?
for you, this is what I was trying to say for you. I want you to roll aware and wise.
Now, question is, now I was wondering, like, where do I throw my hallucinogen bombs, my fear toxin grenades, to make sure the most fear is caused in the enemy.
For roll the same thing I told Seth.
And that is, I wasn't the
Aware and wise.
Oh, it's already a 6.
I don't think
a 6 dice in total, I think.
I
Seven
don't think
would be a
Bjorn is gonna
success.
do anything
Ah,
until
okay.
Rack sets
Wait,
the
hold on, what's
party
the-
off.
Wait, what's the default fight again? 4 dice?
5.
5 dice.
Yep.
That's already a 7. That's already 7. Because I got both aware and wise. I already have both aware and wise on me. That making it 7.
Holy shit!
I would still say roll because we're in battle.
Alright.
I got 4 6s and a 1.
Alright. That
Okay.
is
Oh wait, I ran 1 dice short.
3 successes.
I only rolled 5. Baseline's 5. I actually had
5 successes.
Give me a sec.
Alright.
And I got a 4.
Alright.
That is another success, making that, I think, 6 or 7 successes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 6. There we go.
Okay. The both of you guys can see the same area that would possibly work in both your guys' favor. And ironically, that would be the caves.
So
Yeah,
start,
but
The
Rack
gate.
is still trying to also take out some of the light on the outside so our shadower can do their thing.
which is why I had the fear toxin. I was planning to throw where you couldn't. Not to wipe out the torches, but to instill fear.
Just
Now,
throw it at Bjorn.
That's the last target.
here.
Last one is on Bjorn.
Alright. Well, at least I could describe at least what this camp looks like. I probably should have done that.
Since from the
It's
beginning.
circular. The camp is circular. There are no huts, just mostly like a bunch of wood stakes to
So,
create a fence lining and a bunch of cages.
I just
Oh,
realized
and
we're basically the world's first superhero group.
or supervillain, depending on how you look at it.
Depending on
Now,
the context.
here's a question I have for you, Death. How
Yep.
extreme would they go with the restraint that Bjorn didn't even put up a fight at all? Because that's what
They
he
would.
did. He didn't put any fight. So it's
Well, they
seemingly
will probably
he's
still
weak.
keep you up to where you are at because it is to them the safest.
Yeah.
But if you, but let's say this for Seth and Leshy.
Yeah.
You guys, like, I'll just start. There is one torch that's like in the corner of the gate, not the gate, the
Entrance.
entryway of the camp.
Mm.
That will create enough shadow for your shadower to do something, but it's not enough shadow where it could hide everyone and you could just sneak in.
Right.
It'll give your shadower advantage, but it won't give you guys advantage.
Right. Leshy's like, are we ready to move in yet?
Hold.
Mm,
Okay, that's one area. Like, I'm trying to find the torches on... Right now, I'm trying to find the torches that are producing the most amount of light, covering the most amount of area. That way, Rack can cause the most amount of darkness.
You could count up to 15 torches.
Yeah, but which ones are placed where the ones that are giving off the most amount of light? That if those go out, there's going to be a lot of darkness.
That's why there's 15 torches. The snakes don't want darkness.
They came prepped.
Hey, Leshy, I got a question.
Tell me.
Do you know of any water spirits?
A few. Why do you ask?
You see, I have water balloons. I could probably get a spirit in there, but if you can get a spirit to jump between the torches, putting them out,
One moment. Takes a good swig. This stuff makes me more potent.
You
hey,
take a
that's
swig, and because you're like in a bit of a rush, you shift through whatever spirits you could find, and the only water spirit you're able to get so quickly is a dead fish.
Are you willing to help take out the flames?
It doesn't speak because it is the bones of a dead spirit fish. It does have magic. It can move,
It's just
but
blob.
it is still a dead fish.
it's a Magikarp.
It's like, 1 clack yes, 2 clacks no. Are you able to help? help take out the flames.
It claps once.
Will you help me, please?
It claps once.
Thank you.
It ain't got anything better to do. It ain't got
Raises his
guts
hand for
to do
a
anything else.
like. Slap my hand. Is a way of showing appreciation.
It just kind of floats there.
Thank you. How do you feel about working with a dead fish spirit?
Okay, that's not the weirdest thing I've heard come out of you today.
Yeah. Of course it's not.
I think the weirdest
Actually-
thing that, I've heard come out of you goes.
Could Bjorn have been like almost meditating to his spirits to figure out any way he can use them? Or any way he can use his own power?
Yes.
Like that's why he was so calm the whole time.
He's been
Was
communing with the
literally-
spirits, plotting and planning.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you've been plotting and planning with spirits. So,
let Rack know when spirit is in balloon.
I look at the spirit, enter the balloon, and we shall wipe them out. My friend Rack will help. Alright,
kind of
Yes,
waits
Rack
for you to
launched them
put it
out.
in.
like spirit goes into the balloon.
And Seth, as soon as the spirit, you know when the spirit's in the balloon because now it feels like there's a fucking living fish inside the balloon.
the
Nope.
balloon just wiggling in your hand.
Okay, Rack is gonna take this balloon and pop it in a sling. Not actually pop it, but place it into a sling.
Like put it in a
No, I
sling
get
and then
it.
launch it.
No, I
he's
get
aiming. He's aiming at the torch aiming at the torch at the gate,
it. All right.
ready to cause.
Because with the spirit's help, it helps guide it to the flame, so you don't need to roll, and puts out the flame.
But Rack was hoping to cause a chain reaction as the spirits jump in, carrying the water with it.
Well, Leshy, here's something that you see before I forget,
Yeah?
because this might give you an idea. You see the fish that was of course, a water fish, suddenly turn into smoke and fly up to the sky, and its body was complete, as if its body was meant to be made up of something else.
Okay, now I'm very confused. You did not give me any ideas.
Are you giving him
What?
the freaking? Oh,
What comes with smoke?
Fire? CO2?
Rain.
Rain. Like Rack,
What?
find the biggest flame you can and extinguish it.
Rack has no idea. You mean the one that's right next to Bjorn?
Exactly.
Problem is, Rack. I don't think Rack's sling has enough range.
And that's why, pulls out a grenade, we get closer.
oh God! He's gonna make a water grenade.
Nope. I said grenade as in fear toxin grenade.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't that still
Well,
work?
the Shadower is already shifting. It appears to be almost slowly transforming themselves into almost bear-like, but more wolf-like at the same time.
Like Leshy hands
Well-
the grenade to
Excuse
Rack
me.
is like, launch it. Launch it at the
Well,
front
to
gate.
describe how this pick shadows, because this is quite disgusting. Very disgusting. Even to you guys. Even to Bjorn, this is kind of gross. But you see this small girl and hear her bones pop. Like as if she's literally dislocating all her bones and would literally spin one arm 90 degrees and the other one 180 while literally putting her whole head in between her legs and starts doing a weird crawl and starts mimicking the sounds of a bear.
Yeah, like Leshy's like
No,
launch
I
it.
want to say it's more like a mix between a bear,
Bear and a wolf.
bear and a wolf.
Yes, like
Yeah.
Leshy gives Raka a hallucinogen bomb. Like, I need you to launch this as far into the camp as you can.
Help.
In
Wish me
fact,
luck.
you actually could hear some of the snake men shout, "Bear!"
Fire.
Okay, I'm guess this is aware and accurate,
Yeah, aware and
Yep.
accurate.
which I have both, so it gives me 6 dice to work with.
Dethster.
Oh
Did
wait,
you
no,
see
7
what I
dice.
put?
Yep.
Yeah, roll anyway.
So how did he have 8 dice?
I used my allies. I get
Oh.
Yes,
bonuses
friends.
to certain stuff with my spirit.
Come on, dice, don't let me down. Don't let Rack down. Rack need good roll. Rack go for caveman now.
Speaking of which,
What do we get?
Not good.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
Christ.
Mega fail.
Oh,
Hey.
no.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Death,
literally got 3 1s and nothing above a 3.
Plan B.
Uh-oh.
Plan B, full
Plan
fresh
Okay.
B.
assault.
So, here's
Plan
what
B.
happens. You give Seth the give Seth a grenade, light it. He starts swinging it like in a sling and
It
throws
just
it.
poops.
However,
It goes off
because
prematurely.
Prematurely.
no, it doesn't go off prematurely. The physics behind a sling could actually make an object go faster than the speed of sound. And you hit it just right to where it does go faster than the speed of sound, but it also knocks out the flame. So a big
Isn't that
so
what? Oh.
so Bjorn, you hear a big thud and just see one of Leshy's bombs roll right next to you, and it doesn't go off.
It's not lit. It's partially way there, but it's not lit. The fuse has not gone in yet.
Okay. Well, they know we're here.
Well, it almost fails. We go in frontal assault.
Can Bjorn do the wolf thing now?
Yep.
Yes.
Give it.
Okay. Roll for the wolves.
All right.
Also, you could
Your
theoretically
wolves.
light the fuse on that thing.
Yeah, here we
No,
go.
they
For
can't.
your wolves.
You can't, but your
Okay.
spirits can.
Well, Rax took it.
No,
Well, Rax
spirits
did take
can't.
out a
Okay.
torch.
That
Oh.
was one wolf.
The Shadower gets
Oh.
courage, and all of a sudden, as the Shadower, I want them to like stand up
Okay.
in the background
So-
and just see like a very angry bear. Because then I want them to think, oh shit, we set up in the bear's cave.
All right, but I'm trying to do with Bjorn first because he.
Bjorn first.
Yeah. But one of your wolves was able to actually hop over the tall fence. The other one, not so much.
What about have that
And
wolf knock the grenade into the fire?
That's
well,
what
Bjorn
I'm
wants it to take the flames out. So this one, the one that went in. Okay. It tries to. It grabs one of the torches in its mouth and tries to run off with it to take the flames out. But in doing so, got a lot of the people's attention on the wolf, and now the wolf is surrounded.
Chaos ensues.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled terribly. I apologize.
You wanna know what I'm gonna wanna do?
What?
Plan A was going in stealthily, shooting him, hitting him from the inside out. That plan has gone out the window. I think.
Bjorn still has a backup. You realize that, correct? Bjorn probably drew out some of the snakes, correct?
Right.
Bjorn has the snake spirit,
Yes. Now,
of which he can control a
Leshy
snake.
does not know Bjorn's plan at all. He does not know what's happening in the camp.
I know, but
I'm not
Leshy also
thinking
doesn't
as the
know he can
player,
do
I'm
this.
thinking as the character.
Yeah, and character-wise, your guys' plans do not have anything to do with each other. You guys are just kind of doing.
Right. It's like Leshy's like, let's fire off another one. And this time I'm helping.
All right, Seth. Because Leshy is going to help you this
That's
time,
8 dice.
I'm gonna need you to roll it because this is war.
Yeah. Add my add my add my aware to your roll.
Hey, Dethster, they calculated for Bjorn's innate strength, correct?
No, they
His
calculated
strength?
for potential fight back strength.
Okay, just
They were not
fight
just
back
gonna let.
strength?
8.
One more time.
So it's
Just
still 8
fight back
dice.
strength?
Come on,
Because they
dice!
wouldn't
Let
know
us
about
win!
his ability.
Alright, come on.
The bison one.
Come
They
on!
wouldn't
Come
know about it
on!
at all.
Oh,
That's
finally!
true.
What'd you get?
So far, I count 5 6s, 2 1s, and a 4.
Five
All right.
sixes, 2 1s, a 4. That's still
So what,
good.
one of the...
No, yeah, it is. So this time, you grab one of the bombs and throw it right into the fire. Where it releases, we're actually, we're Bjorn.
Bjorn is.
You will look at something just like you see your wolf get captured. The other one's trying to jump into the fence to help out the other. And suddenly you see a rock. Once again, the same bomb fly over you and hit into the fire. And the
Okay.
fire turns bright green and starts emitting the toxic smoke.
The one that induces terror and fear. And,
Yep.
and illusions of fear. Based on what is
Nope.
around.
Bjorn's straight up reaction would be, took him fucking long enough. As he activates the bison.
Like,
And
and the thing
You
is,
activate the bison.
and just kind of grip at the restraint.
To rip off the bindings, you're going to need to roll dexterous and resilient.
So I get 8 dice.
Yep.
Roll it.
and while the smoke is spreading, I'm gonna have my shadower slowly get closer, while still sticking to the shadows and darkness, and pretty much make it seem like the snakes have pissed the bear off,
Leshy's also gonna
I
go
got
in.
Yeah,
taking
but
advantage of that fear gas to help it strengthen it.
not
three
yet, but
There
sixes
to
that
spread
take
the
and
turn.
gas.
I got 3 6s and a 5. So what? 7 points.
All right. You basically, as soon as you say took them long enough, you just basically curl inwards effortlessly, unstaking all the stakes in the ground. So your bindings
Oh
are still there, but now you
yeah.
just kind of like have a bunch of sharp
Oh no.
stakes on your
You know
body.
what? You know what? Can we incorporate one thing into the smooth motion? After he ripped
What?
the stakes out, can he wrap, like, swing his arms around to wrap the rope around and grab the stakes?
Now I was gonna say no. The stakes are attached to your arms and legs.
I
They're
know.
literally
Bjorn
just wooden stakes just
crucified in
hanging
the
off
ground.
you.
I
So
know.
pretty much,
But that's
he
what
pretty
I'm
much has
saying.
makeshift ships.
I'm wrapping the rope
There
itself
is no rope.
around my arm.
There is no rope. You were crucified onto the ground.
He said that there were bindings with them,
No,
Oh.
they were bindings.
implying
Oh.
implying that there was stuff beyond it, not just my hands crucified to the freaking ground. That's what I'm saying. Is I wrap the bindings around my arms and grab a
They.
hold of the stake.
Well, I was trying to tell you, they never came undone. You just ripped the stakes out of the ground. They're still, the bindings are still on your body, attached to the stakes.
Yes, Dethster. That's what I'm saying.
I
I
think he
keep
assumes it's
them
just a.
attached to my
Yeah, they
arms,
are.
and I wrap it around, and
His
I grab the
arms.
stake with my hand. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does. It does. Anyway,
I'm gonna
Pretty much,
stab
he's trying
someone
to
with
make
a
he's pretty
stake,
much turning them into push daggers.
Yeah.
and I'm
I mean, I
going
knew
to
what he
use
was
the
getting at.
bindings to
I was
protect
saying
my
that's what.
arms.
No, I was like, I get what he was trying to get at. I was trying to tell him that he literally gets those from the jump.
Oh, okay. That's what I was saying, though, is that I wrap it around my arm in the motion. So, like, I rip out and just swing my arms around to wrap it around, then grab the stake. Basically, I've protected my arms using what they used to tie me down. It just, it's just the
You became
casualness.
Scorpion.
Yes, that is literally the plan. Is to chuck it at one of the snakes, stab it through them, just rip them at me. Just like, you
Well,
really thought that was enough
Come
to keep
over here.
me
Yeah.
sealed away. Like,
Let's go. Yeah.
just slowly
yeah.
pulling them towards me.
While our shadow is inducing fear, I'm spreading the gas. Like, Rack, we're going in. As I just.
Yeah, you guys also see Bjorn just fucking pop out of like his imprisonment. Like as soon as the fire turns green type shit.
Really? They thought that was gonna hold him?
I don't think
It's
that.
like one single rope that is like legitimately almost as thick as your freaking wrist. And Bjorn just goes,
Continuing on with the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leshy goes in, spreading the gas more.
Rack is gonna trail behind and use the balloons to put out as many fires as he can, but not
I
waste
want you
as many
guys
balloons.
Alright. I want you guys to roll accurate and aware.
Mind you, yeah, accurate and aware.
Once there's enough light out, the Shadowers gonna come in and with their brute strength and start just Hulk slamming people.
All right.
excuse me.
Except once they get closer, I want them the image of them to actually be more like to shift more from a bear to like a freaking man wolf.
That is a 6 successes.
Nice.
Okay,
You start
accurate and aware.
aware,
So
yep. Leshy, you start going around throwing like fucking toxic bombs into every big pile of fire that you could see, turning every bonfire green.
Bonfire green and spreading the smoke.
Yep.
More and more
Which is now
smoke.
giving the whole area a bit of a dark green tint.
And as you said, where there's smoke, there's rain.
Okay. I have a dumb question, but at this point, would Bjorn just be immune to the freaking gas? Because he's been exposed to it so many times, he just built up an immunity at this point.
Bjorn's was much faster because he's constantly surrounded by it thanks to Leshy just being here.
Yeah, it's just
Well, we'll say
so like,
this. You do start hallucinating, but you do recognize that this is a gas and this is hallucinations.
yeah.
You can still see it, but you're like, oh, I know, I've been through this. I know what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
hell yeah, good roll.
Which is gonna be even scarier for the snakes to just see Bjorn just walk straight through it.
Yeah, you hear Leshy shout the Rack. Target the bonfires.
Pretty much.
I
And I
am
just got a
the
6.
knight.
I got 2 6s, 2 4s, a 5, and 2 2s.
All right. So. All right. Nice. 6 successes. All right. So you go in and start taking out every torch, making the whole area a dark, dark green. There's enough
And
light for you guys to see, but it's dim enough for the shadower to come in and do their stuff. That
that's
and
when
the
they
fear
start
toxin.
seeing the giant wolf bear monster.
I was
I
gonna
wanna see
say
how
the fear
terrifying
toxin
this is.
also kind of
Amplifies
helps
it.
them out a lot because I'm gonna make you at least roll for your character for this one
For Mika?
for your shadower.
How well are they
To do
doing?
shadower, I need you to roll dexterous and charismatic.
They're unassuming. And they're neutral and dexterous.
By the way,
All
you
right.
never told me what my abilities did and what I learned in those 3 days.
So pretty much, I
Oh
have
yeah,
4
I'll get
dice.
to. Okay.
Except the thing is, she was going to use her raw strength pretty much from this, like, to just start slamming them around as they're freaking the fuck out.
Well, a shadower is kind of like a puppeteer. It's like a shadow puppeteer. They could do stuff,
But they can't.
but it's all for show.
It's all an illusion. Yeah.
Except the thing
Yeah.
is, they do have the strength.
Okay,
They
if they
are
have the
strong.
strength, then they could make that illusion feel a little bit more real. But anyway, roll for their shape. I mean, shadow shape.
Oh boy. Come
Consider
on, dice! Don't let me down!
Consider getting a bonus
You've been
thanks to
letting
the
me-
smoke.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot to add that die in.
Heh.
So I'm back to 5 die.
Yeah.
Come on, dice! Don't let me down! Okay. Well, I didn't roll terribly, but I didn't roll well either.
What'd you roll?
I got a single 1, I got a 4, and a 5, and a 2.
Okay.
Still good.
So, 0.
Yeah, that's that 5 negates the 1, but the 1 negates the 5. So your character,
I
she
had 2
goes
4s.
in. The 4s are not.
Oh.
It's a 5 and a 6 that makes a success.
I thought it was
It's
a 4
neutral-
that added it on. Can you double check the rules on that one?
Yep. Hold on.
Because I'm pretty sure it was a 4 and up.
If yes, then I've been counting my scores wrong, and most
Wait,
of
hold on.
what I rolled should be at least 2 points higher.
All right. Yeah. A 4 can count in some scenarios, especially for children. So yes, this actually does work for you because your character is a child.
All right. That's good. Let's keep going then.
Yep. So you get 1 success, and your character goes in, and it takes her a little bit. She's not massive, but she does take on the shadow shape of a wolf person.
Wolf bear thing. Yeah. Like man bear pig, but it's not pig. Man bear pig is wolf bear pig.
And this thing is
Yep.
a lot more
It's man bear
terrifying.
wolf.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, man bear wolf. Well, girl bear wolf.
Still.
But yeah, it's like small, but she takes on that shape. The guards are confused at what they're seeing, but this is now the guards' turn, all the snakes.
but
And I'm
how
going to roll for them
intimidated
as a
are they?
group.
How scared are they?
That's true. Hold on.
Well, seeing as though the guy that they were confident that they had, contained.
Okay. 5 of them that were aimed at the bear are keeping their distance, but they're not backing down. They're not getting any closer than where they need to be, but they're going to try to keep this bear off their other allies. So a lot of them are, well, you can't tell, but those who can't speak snake, do you hear the words, "Get back! Back, beast! Back! Back!"
Would Bjorn be able to speak snake a lot better now? Especially since he's
Yes.
been surrounded by the language for 3 days. with nothing
Yes.
else to do, would he be not entirely fluent, but like
Enough to let you know you
pretty
fucked
close
up.
now?
Yeah.
And they just hear Bjorn just go, like in Snake, just like, hey, your strengths are a little weak there. Just
You
taunting him.
you butcher it a little bit, but yeah, you do say it. You kind of say it as your strengths are not that good.
They could probably piece together.
No, they could piece
Yeah.
it together. It was like butchered, but they were like, oh fuck. The
Would
snakes
that
are now like, oh
terrify him?
fuck.
Would that terrify him even more?
No,
I
that would.
already have an idea of what to add to this. And do you want to know what I'm taking inspiration from?
What would that be?
Have you ever seen the ending of Arkham Knight, where Batman shows up again,
Yes.
now fueled by fear
Yes.
toxin? Yes,
Yes.
exactly
Yep.
that. But Leshy, but it's with Leshy, and you
I
hear
hope you know.
and he does a war cry as well.
I hope you know Bjorn's going to
I
disappear into the field
am
toxin and then just appear
vengeance.
out of it for a second. And everyone's just gonna hear a muffled just as he grabs one of the snakes and just
A muffled
slowly
what?
pulls him
A
into the
muffled
smoke.
scream.
Yeah, just legitimately him grabbing
Well,
it by the
here's what
throat and
happens.
by the mouth
As
and
soon as
just
you put them into the smoke screen to take their soul out,
oh, he ain't
you
taking
don't.
their soul. He just snapped them.
Oh,
Like on
well,
the
but I
spot, just
still.
drags them in snap.
Because here's what happens: your pupils do dilate. Well, get bigger, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
Yeah, dilate.
and all the spirits on your body start glowing and circling around you, kind of like the four elements in like Avatar, kind of like how
Yeah.
they circle around you in that scenario.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like whenever, because this is what you've been talking to the spirits about. They basically are now just kind of going to constantly empower you, give you bonuses only in this battle, but they only
Oh.
agreed to do it if you gave them their freedom.
Mm.
I think the only one he's probably not going to get their freedom is the
White
snake.
snake.
Oh yeah, he ain't giving that snake the freedom.
Oh
He'll
yeah,
give
no,
the
everyone,
animal.
all the spirits
He,
agree with that one, but
he
but
will
the
give.
rest of them are all saying, the animals basically are all saying,
Yeah,
Let
release
us
us.
go.
the animals will be freed, but the bullmen and the snake,
Are the
they aren't.
They will stay. And that is the agreement.
Yeah.
So now they constantly empower you. And only it took, and it, the reason why you were unable to notice them is because you needed to, even though you could have always seen the spirits in the spirit world and stuff, you kind of
Yeah.
needed that little bit of edge. You were kind of like starved for a few days, which kind of broke your
Well,
focus.
it ain't just that. It's that my character never settled down. Not once in his life did he ever settle down for any amount of time. He was always looking towards his tribe, never himself. Not once would he consider himself or his powers. His powers were not for him, they were for the tribe. He was destined to help the tribe. He doesn't have that now. So he has to use the powers for himself to free the tribe.
right.
That's why he was
Yep.
able to contact them.
Do you mind? You mind if I
And
also?
yeah,
You mind if I also do things?
Yeah.
Other
spiritual
than
things.
I'm just waiting for my turn.
more like Batman things.
I want to give Seth a turn because he did say because it has been
Go
a little
ahead.
while since it was his.
Yeah.
But what do you
Okay.
do, Seth?
Well, for Rack is gonna be trying to stir up chaos. He's looking for high-ranking ones, take out the command structure, and trying to snipe them.
Okay, finding
While
someone who's a
Mika, on
leader,
the
especially in these time periods, is quite easy. They're either someone wearing a big feather cap, big furry clothes, something
take out the
big,
command
something that
structure,
shows off.
pretty much
Yes.
take out the command structure, take out the leader, the structure starts to fall apart, especially in this time period.
All you need to do is hit.
And
Yep.
while that's happening, Mika,
You could
on the other
roll.
hand, is pretty much using her angry form and her bizarre strength for her age to pretty much lift up grab one of these snakes, and dig her claws and teeth, like mauling this fucker apart.
All right, for the caveman. Sorry, I keep forgetting his name.
Bjorn?
Not Bjorn.
Rack.
Seth's character. Rack.
Rock?
For Rack, I need you to roll accurate and aware to at least spot a leader from a distance.
I have both of those.
Automatic success.
Give me a second to drop my die. Fuck, where'd it go?
Uh,
Found it. Okay,
All
I
right.
got 7 dice to roll for this. Oops.
Nice.
And they should be pretty damn obvious, so even if I roll low, I should still be able to pick them out.
Oh yeah, no. You just need to. You just don't need it. You just can't fail. Basically, just don't fail.
I didn't.
yes.
All right.
I
Now
pretty much
you
got
easily
6
could
with
spot.
3 5s.
You could spot one of the boar, like leaders of the boar. In fact, you actually could find 3 of them. Each one is actually wearing a different set of clothes, but they're easily identifiable. One has a bit of a feather headdress going on with them, and they have a whip with them.
So
Another
pretty much,
one, yeah, a slave master. Another
Rack
one,
is going to be sniping them in
I was
amongst the
gonna say,
chaos.
there's one that's wearing a metallic helmet and has an iron sword and has a metallic blade with him.
Is he wearing armor? Chest armor?
A leather chest armor.
That's not going to stop a bullet.
And the third and final one is the leader of the boars himself.
Take
And the
him
only
out.
thing that he's and what sets him apart from the rest is that he actually is like wearing the skull of a snake.
Huh, I'm surprised the snakes are allowing that. Well,
Got
first things first. Rack is gonna point his gun at the one with the snake head on their head and go for a headshot.
okay. To do that, you're gonna need to roll accurate and fortitude because this is gonna be a luck.
I mean, fortunate.
Yep, sorry, yeah, fortunate. I keep saying fortitude for like no reason, like it's like a
Fortitude would
fortress.
be resilience.
Yeah, I know. Ironic, right? I think I might be dyslexic.
Like at least they got the definitions down par.
No, yeah.
Okay. Rack doesn't have luck on his side, but what Rack does have is a lot of time fucking around and practicing and tuning this weapon. He's taking out the head honcho. Take him out, the command structure starts to crumble.
Sniper elite style.
Rack is actually gonna take a bit of time to steady his aim. And I want to take this time to properly line up the shot. So Rack is gonna pretty much skip this turn to see if I can get an additional die on the next round.
That will actually give you an additional die.
Don't forget the toxins. They're active all throughout the camp.
Oh, I know. That will give the boar a disadvantage when he tries to dodge.
Right.
And while on the other hand, what do I need to roll for the wolf girl?
Okay. for her, since she's trying to pick up and maul a lizard man, she's gonna need to roll. Let's see. Let's say she's where is it? There it is.
She has strong.
I was gonna say strong and dexterous.
She doesn't have dexterous, but she is lucky as hell. So that's 6 die. And she's willful. She is gonna go past her limits if need be, to get her family back.
Granted.
Unless he's fighting
So-
for his same thing on his end.
So could I add an extra die because she's going beyond what's expected of her?
I would say no because
Because
if
it's her will driving her.
Willpower.
I will allow it, but it will start to hurt her.
Hmm.
Because if you start going past your limits, your body will start to hurt.
Honestly, adrenaline is a powerful drug.
That is true.
She's feeding off of her adrenaline to make sure she gets this done.
And she's probably gonna be in agony after this whole thing is done.
Oh no, absolute.
She's gonna be sore.
Holy shit!
What is it?
That is a lot of 6s!
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 4.
Okay.
That is
Let
a
me
really lucky
describe
roll.
this. Let me describe this.
Can I add the fact that she's roaring like a true monster as she does this?
She can basically do whatever the fuck she wants right now, bro. Holy shit. Okay, here's what
Ravaging the lizard
happens.
men.
The snake men eventually start to shake off the smoke a little bit because 90% of it is going into the air and 10% of it is going into their faces. But as soon as it wears off, they try to step forward, and this tiny little girl, which you all see, grabs a lizard man and starts going ape
Nuts.
shit. Like on this guy. Fucking just grabs him, she pulls him so hard that it dislocates his arm.
And
And
I
she puts
expect
her.
this is adding on to their fear factor.
Oh no, this will be. And she puts her hand under the rib cage and tries to pry it apart and puts her head into the fucking chest itself, and with her mouth pulls out the still beating heart of this lizard man.
Oh, I want to say she crushes it with her teeth.
No, she's fucking eating it, bro.
And pretty much, the thing is, her weapons are her claws and her teeth that she gained from the ritual. The adoption ritual.
Doesn't change what I just said. It just makes it better. Just makes it visually better.
All of a sudden, the next thing you hear, the thing is roar as it's about right. As you could see, it's hungry for blood. At these lizard people.
Roll for the
Yeah,
lizard
no,
men's pants.
They don't have pants. But they probably did soil themselves at that site.
You should have brought their
Realizing-
brown trousers.
Oh, okay. No,
That's
just
a
because I love comedy, there are like three lizardmen that are kind of huddled together and they're kind of shaking, and you guys hear a and one just looks under their legs and has an egg.
I'm pretty sure I was like, this may be a bad. Well, it's probably like, it may be a bad time. But are you gonna eat that?
Paralyzed with fear. I mean, they just witnessed their fucking comrade get brutally murdered by a little girl.
Actually,
A
they don't
race
see a
that's
little
weaker
girl.
than them.
And he just
They
gives
don't
birth.
see a little girl. They see a freaking wolf bear monster.
Shadower.
True. That is true.
Imagine if
Yeah.
this sparks the legend of the Wolfman
There's a legend.
or legend of the werewolf.
No, even more insane. The legend of Man
King
Bear
Lycan.
Wolf.
Well, like Kian.
Man Bear Wolf.
But yeah, no. Man, bear, wolf. But yeah. This happens, and as soon as she creates a howl, basically, you guys can hear more howling coming from the caves as if a response.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Bjorn?
We just got the. I think we may have just gained a wolf. We may have just gained another ally in this fight.
Good.
Is it Bjorn?
Not
Yeah.
just Bjorn from the wolves.
No, we're
I
asking
mean like
whose turn it
Bjorn's
is.
turn.
It would be Bjorn's. Sorry.
So is it just that, or did Bjorn learn anything about the summoner side of things?
Just that. Just what the spirits were offering to make a deal with you.
By the way, Bjorn had made up his mind to release the spirits after this anyway. So it would have been Bjorn that gave this idea, not the spirit.
I would say
I
the
really wish I could
spirits,
see
too.
Bjorn's reaction to that little scene.
But anyway, they just, I guess you guys would just see Bjorn just slowly going throughout, like, with them having all of the buffs at once. I assume they would essentially combine.
Oh no, they don't combine. That's why I described it kind of like the vortex symbol and like the avatar in the last episode type scenario. You know, they're just
Well,
constantly
my
circling
point,
around you.
yeah.
Also, did Bjorn see what the girl did?
Bjorn is in the smoke, which
Oh.
he would have the owl activated, so I guess he might.
Well, you would have also saw a man bear wolf ripping apart this lizard man.
I just
Like,
realized
unless you personally
something.
took the time out to basically see through this disguise, here it's gonna look like a man bear wolf.
I have a dumb question. Would Bjorn's
Yeah.
eyes be glowing because of the
They
owl? So would it just be like they just
yes.
see two glowing dots in the smoke as a friend just disappears, and they just hear a loud,
Crunch.
yeah, like literally a crunch sound as
Yeah,
the
no, your
dots
eyes
just
do glow.
disappear.
And that is exactly what your friends see.
Like they just hear a squeak from the snake as they just hear and just see the dots disappear.
Yeah. But what do you do exactly?
Honestly, Bjorn would be just what he would be doing is staying with the smoke, slowly taking out one, specifically the snakemen that messed with him and toyed with him. And then
Roll
he would start going after the generals and stuff.
roll dexterous and strong.
Uh, okay. And that would be. Oh, for the love of God.
What, you get a bad roll or a ridiculous roll?
So, I have 8 dice. I got 3 5s and 5 6s.
Oh my god.
So the snakes just hear Bjorn walk up to a
No.
group of them and go,
No, here's what happens. I'm sorry. Let me describe this because here's how I see it.
"Oh,
You just go
I was
in.
gonna have Bjorn narrate this in like snake tongue to them, just like taunting them, like you know the scene from that one movie with the drunk superhero where he's like, "Your ass, your head is going up his ass." His
Yep.
head is going up your ass,
Hancock.
and you drew the short straw because your head is going up my ass. They just hear that in Snake.
Anyway, but here's what happens. You just go into the smoke one time, snap a snake's neck, and you appear out from another set of smokes. A snake that just dumbly kind of walk next to it while trying to see what's happening. You just grab him, pull him in, snap his neck, then you go in for another, and you do it like 3 more times.
No, I just imagine one of them like walks by the smoke like trying to hide using it, and then just all they hear is, "Did you get him?" In Snake, and then just grabbing him.
Did you get him?
I got a
Just-
question.
Yep.
This is for Knitt, or all actually for Jimmy.
Okay. Oh.
Hmm?
Question is, would Noel make the first werewolf in this world, or first lichen?
Well, let me answer that
Especially
question with
after
a
seeing
question.
that.
Let me ask you a question to your question. Has lycanthropes been invented yet? Has lichens been invented yet?
The stories of them,
Lycans?
yes. Through my
Lichens.
people.
Like people who can shift into an animal. I do in fact
No,
You
lichens in
would've.
themselves would not truly exist yet. Can become a thing, but you guys have to make it become a thing.
to answer your
Kind
question,
of like
Seth.
right now by making this little girl
So
shape change into becoming one.
let me answer in the one way I know how as a storyteller.
All right.
As this girl looks up after eating that snake's heart, they see it. A white wolf with some black material coming off of it. Bandages wrap around its face and paws. It approaches her. You have done me well, and something in this world does not yet exist. So you shall be the first. The bandages open up to reveal a wolf head, but is made of this strange black material. Liquid, solid, gaseous, all at the same time. Now a drop of it comes onto her nose, and then dissipates into underneath her skin. Have fun. You may not fully control it, but have fun with this. And take what
So
you
pretty
think is
much,
right. Before
she'll
the
have the
wolf,
ability to aim it.
little control to aim it, yeah. And and the and the wolf disappears back into the smoke. Noel
All
has
right.
created the first lichen.
And it's a full moon.
Indeed it is. You ready for
All right.
this?
All right.
Noel chose the perfect time to do this. He's ready.
All right.
So tell me,
So,
Seth. All right.
so is that what is that what Leshy does?
Oh no, I'm talking
Create the
about
first
Noel.
lichen?
No, Noel does that.
Well, you gotta summon Noel to do it.
What do you mean I gotta summon
Noel's always watching.
Noel's always watching. He's always experimenting. He's
Always
realized,
watching, always experimenting doesn't always mean
and sometimes
it doesn't always mean he could be interested enough in a battle to be like, oh, this would be something.
But
much
on a
less his.
character who he gave power to, he would.
Think of it like changing a variable. You know? He's like, this is cool. I'm gonna shift this value up by 1. And then see what happens. I did have the idea of Noel coming to Bjorn a little bit later, unless you don't deem it fit.
But
But again,
what does your character do then?
my character,
Yeah.
well, hearing that the howls come from the cave, and knowing that there are captives, possibly including his bride, he goes to the cave. He goes
And
to
you probably
You.
also find the White Wolf tribe
right.
I was gonna
imprisoned as well.
say, you run past the many guards and many snakes who are dealing with the poisons of the air, and
Give him a more toxin to play with.
yeah, and you go in and find a bunch of snakes and boars, keeping the people in separate areas, small enough to where they can't fight back.
Yeah. Oh, I got this.
Like all the children basically are like all huddled in front of the adults. All arrows are aimed at the kids. Basically, if anything are to happen, it's the children that are to die first.
Hmm. So a toxin bomb would probably make him shoot. Actually, if anything were to happen to that, anything were to happen if any of them tried to escape, right?
Yep.
I can already imagine like they're all in the semicircle. I sneak to the middle of the semicircle, pop a toxin grenade, and be like, I, I. Sometimes I was like, I'm the Terror Viper. Immediately before it goes off, filling the room with
All
filling
right.
the room with a toxin.
All right. I'm gonna need you to roll agile and dexterity to sneak.
Agile, agile, and what? Dexterous.
Yep.
All right, let's see what I get. That is okay. 3 successes so far. Let's see what the other 2 bring. That is 4 successes.
All right. Now you sneak in quite easy. You sneak into the middle, at least of the human, groups,
Okay.
quite easy.
Pop and then I pop a few hallucinogen bombs. Like make sure is well encapsulated for the so that all the guards get hit. That they all take a deep breath.
It goes off. The guards get a good whiff of it. So do some of the people that are inside the cave.
It's showtime. And then I go in the attack. Going right, and I'm killing these guards.
All right. Which one do you go after? There are 6 guards and 4 of them are aiming at the kids.
Hmm. Well, considering they're under the effects of the teratoxin. Great. I immediately go after the. Actually, 4 guards aiming at the kids, right?
Yep.
I attack the second one, basically the second closest to me, annoying,
All right.
and basically get the guards' attention. Specifically, let's say, yo-ho! And try to make them shoot my direction,
All right.
making them all hit the same target.
I want you to roll charisma twice because you're just basically pulling a big "Hey, look at me" type
Alright.
shit.
Okay.
I kind of wonder how they're gonna. Wonder if they'll react to saying, "There's a monster tearing our men apart outside."
Okay. 3 successes so far, and
Oh,
They must have heard that loud ass howl.
they probably thought it was another wolf.
that is 5 successes.
Okay. You easily get their attention, and since you're kind of like wearing a fucking like snake mask, it kind of easily steals their attention, and the feathers, also on your headdress that shine in the light.
Teratoxin.
Like,
As
your
I'm like,
costume is fucking perfect to not only steal attention but create illusions of fear.
right there.
So they all look at you and aim at you, literally no longer aiming at the kids.
And I do one command to the children and to the children and adults who are being aimed at. Fight!
Leshy,
Yeah?
it is now your turn. I mean, not Leshy, I mean, Wreck.
Well, so pretty much, I don't know if Rack will know anything about what's going on, but Rack is gonna take that shot.
And you do get an extra die because you did set yourself up to aim properly. So what you did is that you found a nice rock
To perch.
under a tree. It literally creates enough cover to where you are hidden, but it provides just enough room for you to aim perfectly at where you needed to aim.
My man found
And
the world's first bipod.
yeah, basically, you just use a bunch of rocks as a bipod.
And with that, Rack takes a deep breath, holds it, actually steadies his aim, holds it, makes sure his shot's properly lined up, and lights and fires. Going for the headshot on the boar leader.
Okay.
Holy shit, that's a lot of. That's 5 6s. I don't think I'm missing you if I did get a 1.
Holy shit, yeah. Okay. You set yourself up. You properly set the gun onto the guy. The boar leader is like moving around trying to get attention to his men who are all freaking out, running around because of the fear toxin. They just witnessed a man bear wolf like rip apart a dude with its bare claws. And so this boar guy who seems to be not affected by the toxin is like, get a grip of yourselves. It's just an illusion. It's all fake. We are the stronger races. We are bang.
Bang!
Falls
Boom!
on his, then
Headshot.
falls backwards on him.
And it looks like he was killed by an act of God.
Some of the boar men actually run to him and see a fucking tiny ass stone embedded in his head.
No, not a tiny stone. No, I want to say this would have gone clean through his head.
I have a question about
With how many
this
crits he got,
area
yeah.
that they
Fair
was in.
enough.
There's
More
just
time?
a hole, and no one knows where it went.
Well, my question is, how close are they to the smoke?
They're in it, I assume.
That's kind of a tough question because the boar and the lizard people are kind of like bumping and pushing each other. Some run past the smoke, some run through it, some tend to avoid
No,
it.
I mean the guy who just got shot.
Oh. No, he died kind of like where you just were kind of like tied up, basically. Like literally died in the dead center of the fucking like camp.
Hmm. Okay. I have my reasonings.
Imagine if Bjorn wound up getting Null
Now,
down.
I mean,
I have
you
a
have seen him.
request. I do have a request. That stuff.
Yep. What is this
You
request?
said he would he have learned anything about power? Like anything at all? About other facets of his power? Being the,
Yeah. You would have the dexterity, the dexterity of a deer, the agileness of an otter, the strength of a
Of a
buffalo,
buffalo.
bison, yeah. The courage of a fucking badger. I almost forgot its name. I almost forgot what a badger was called for a second.
Badger.
Be
Yeah, you have the courage of a badger and the determination of a.
The human race.
I
I mean,
have
yeah, not the
everything.
determined race. Yeah,
I have a bonus to everything.
yeah. Only
Is
for
what you're
this
saying.
battle.
Only for this
Alright.
fight.
Yep.
But that ain't what I was talking about. I was talking about as far as using my power on other things.
Oh, on other
Giving up
things.
one of those bonuses. Like,
Yeah, you
hear
can
me out.
technically make.
Hear me out. What if I give up one of the bonuses to cause absolute fuck
Mayhem.
in one
That
move? And
is
that is making one of the spirits possess the guy who was just killed. So he gets shot, he falls down, and just like not even a minute later, they just see him just sit up, just slumped over, sit up, and then stand up. And they hear like 15 voices just slowly start to speak as there's eyes in the mist just staring out.
well for now because it's getting a little late for me. I
Yeah.
want to try to get part
Yeah.
one wrapped up here because I feel like what we're getting now is pretty much a good point. Yeah, I mean, the people were captured looking like they're going to start fighting back. The boar leader got killed.
Boom, headshot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, through a headshot, so all you need to do is kill the fucking snake guy.
Oh, that makes
And
it
so,
even better and makes it easier for Bjorn. What if Bjorn
and so
forcefully takes control of his boar man spirit and puts it in it?
you can do that. He did just die recently.
So,
So,
that would be creepy to even his teammates. Just
no,
Rack
yeah,
being
you
like,
just
I killed him! Why is he
yeah,
rising
the
back up?
four people would. This is how they would see it. You would walk out of the smoke after the leader just got shot and died. Put your face on his and start sucking out his soul.
Yeah. They see that. But no, not even like sucking out a soul. They just see me place my hand on his forehead where he was shot. And they just see this bright glow. As what Bjorn's doing is literally trading out the spirits. Like, he's absorbing the one. Not through the usual mean, because as he's absorbing that one, expelling the other one that is fully controlled into the body. And they see their leader just slump up and just start standing up as they just hear their leader speaking at the same time as Bjorn. Just like, it is time to stand down. If you do not, every last one of you will end up like him.
Now you can say that, absolute.
Just like,
It is. It is.
and then Bjorn will just make it to be like, and where he is, there is no afterlife. There is no going to your little heavens that y'all believe in so much. There is only pain, suffering, and retribution.
That
This
is
is
terrifying.
through the bull man's mouth, it is in the bull speak. But through Bjorn, it is through the snake. So they just hear it in both languages at once, all throughout the camp. After just seeing this guy literally rise from the grave.
Yeah, no, they witness a guy right. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to imagine this whole scene right now. I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ. Oh man. So they absolutely do see, like, because of how the power works in itself, it's gonna the soul's gonna come out through the mouth, basically. It's
Yeah.
kinda default.
Yeah, like they see the mist through the mouth. But
But this is where it gets a little weird. Something comes out of your mouth and enters into the mouth the mouth of the boar.
yeah.
And once that happens, its eyes glow red and it starts kind of moving like a puppet. Like a puppet on strings, basically.
Yeah. It's literally copying every one of Bjorn's movements.
Yeah, all that's all it does do is just copy his movements.
I assume we're done.
Yeah.
I was gonna give the what was the name of the girl?
Mika.
Seth? Mika? I was gonna give her one more round to do something and then I was gonna end it.
Pretty much. She is she's just gonna continue. She's gonna go to the next closest snake and just rinse and repeat the mauling, tearing
Because
them
of the
apart.
success for last one, and because I'm gonna wrap it up here, I'm gonna allow it. Because she just goes after to another, and
Like she's gone full berserk.
like one guy tries to run away, she grabs his leg, pulls him towards him, and spatchcocks his ass.
Ripping out his spine.
I always thought spatchcocking was when you literally have someone press on your back and have your ribs fucking pop open.
Yeah. I think I know what she can do for the next one. It's an old-fashioned illegal wrestling move, I think. And I think you know what I mean.
Break the back?
Dethster.
Nope.
Grab the person, flip them upside down, and jump on their head.
Nope. Grab his dick and twist it.
Good old
She wouldn't do that.
I like Fat Bastard's favorite Hun movie.
Now, here's the thing. I legitimately thought of ways that my character could harness electricity accidentally. Do you know how easy it is?
To do
It
that?
is literally as easy as putting two spicy rocks next to each other. That's not even a fucking joke. You put two spicy rocks next to each other, put it in water, and you get spicy water.
Group. But that is where I will end it with the wolf girl just spatchcocking a lizard man. The boar guy is dead.
And
You guys are pretty
Bjorn
much in a good spot.
rising a guy from the grave.
Bjorn rising a man from the grave, and was basically just Leshy becoming fear, like I guess Fear Viper, I guess.
Now I
Fear
need to
Essentially
remove a bullet.
Batman.
Hey,
And Rec over there in the back just basically being a professional sharpshooter. He's dead shot in this world.
yeah.
He's Deadshot playing
Then
Sniper
there's just
Gaming.
Except the
there's
only person who Racket Mythic is better than him is Cannon.
there's the freaking voodoo bat.
Speaking of, where is Cannon?
Didn't you say that
Meanwhile,
he was
back at the
injured?
village, he was left
He-
behind because the snakes believed he was too wounded for to be any use and would just be a hindrance.
Oh no, this is how I imagined it. He comes out of a cave that he put a rock over so the people would leave him alone, and he's like all healthy again, all buff, and he's like, "Hi everybody, Cannon is back." Where is everyone?
And like the elderly folk literally explained the situation.
Oh no, it's the elderly women. They're like, "Oh my, it's Cannon," and he's now
Cannon
becoming
mentally,
like,
the Cannon
starts
just mentally
running.
just like Cannon just stands there for a moment with this look on his face. A few seconds later, shit.
Look
So
in
I
the
want
general
Cannon to
chat.
think. Oh wait, does Cannon think he time traveled?
No, he probably thought that. Yeah, he probably thought that this is the future.
Or you
He
think
definitely is like
identifies
thinking,
them.
"I slept too long. I slept too long," and just starts running.
I like how Bjorn would have
And
literally
then he
let
winds up seeing the
himself.
villages wrecked.
It's just the funniness of Bjorn letting himself get captured. Just sitting there like, you know, this is fine. And he's just sitting there hanging by his arms and legs. Just chilling. He's like, at least I'm not against the ground. And then just
All right, stopping recording. This was fun.